So this functionality is not available in any other databases except in Snowflake. So the reason behind here is why they come up with this revolution is, so the old record wherever it is getting as marked as deleted, and new records and wherever the record which you are updating, that will consider as a new record and it will get inserted. Okay, so if you apply a time travel here, so what will happen is I can get this old record. Even today I deleted this record. This is the original record. So instead of I got wrong inputs from the consumer, so I have updated Oliver. So later 1 week or 1 month, the consumer is identified. Yes, sorry. So instead of updating this data, I given wrong data to you. So could you please revert it back? So that cases, with the help of time travel, we can get the old record. Okay, so that you can compare the old record and new record. Okay, so you can move this old record to new table and you can delete this data completely and you can move from new table to this main table. Okay, so we will discuss in detail how the time travel will work in Snowflake. Okay, so this data, this we will call it as metadata. This metadata Snowflake will manage intelligently in the backend. So how the data it will be maintained if you perform any operations on table. So in upcoming classes you will get a clear picture on that. Okay. In case if the traditional databases backup server team must maintain the data. If they didn't maintain, then we will lose the data. Correct. So this is kind of revolution I can say in Snowflake. So they consider all the perspective and how it will be good by comparing to, or what are the challenges the current organizations are facing. Clear? Any doubts here? Any questions? No questions? Okay, so the performance tuning in database characteristics are, so for whatever we discussed, if you talk a bit about the performance, uh, so as we discussed, so always try to avoid select star from queries. Don't worry, I'll give notes. I have to prepare the notes and I'll give it to everyone. And when a group of people working on the common table, which means the common table should share it to everyone in the team, so that it will save the cost. Okay, and the third one is, instead of adding clusters in Snowflake, if you are sure about the key columns, use those keys and load the data by doing an order by. So we have seen practically, right? So this is another performance related thing. And the other one is, we should never go for auto scale up functionality. So which means So today I'm working on huge volume of data. So I want to choose the warehouse size, bigger warehouse sizes. If I choose the bigger warehouse sizes, and once my query got processed, if I missed from larger warehouse to extra small warehouse, if I forget to do this activity, then Snowflake will charge continuously for larger warehouse, and additionally unnecessarily it will cost to the project. So instead of doing that, we should go for multi-cluster virtual warehouse. Multi-cluster virtual warehouses, which saying that, so you have a extra small warehouses which is allocated to your ID, and if you specify the maximum clusters 10 and minimum clusters is 1, which means, and if you specify the scaling policy is standard. So based on the volume of the data, Snowflake automatically it will spin up additional clusters, which means the maximum clusters if you specify 10, then up to extra small warehouses it will we can expect extra small warehouses up to 10. Once the query got processed, Snowflake automatically it will spin down to maximum clusters 10 to minimum clusters 1. So this will save the cost. Okay, so these are the the performance tunings in Snowflake. Okay, so as a Snowflake expert, I'm saying as a Snowflake expert, there is no performance tuning in Snowflake, but we should know how to use this tool in a sensible manner, which means these are as a part of expert, these things we have to follow it. Okay, as a Snowflake developer, these are the performance tunings, but as an expert we don't have any. So if you get a question, how do we improve the performance, or what are the performance tuning activities in Snowflake? Okay, so this is an interview question, guys. So if you get this question, so our answer should be, as a Snowflake expert, there is no performance tunings in Snowflake, but we should know how to use this tool in a sensible manner. Yes, there are some tuning activity which we have to look into it. So one is always try to avoid a select star from queries, and when a group of users working on the common tables, share our virtual warehouses to the other people, so that we will save the cost for the data which is stored in the stored layer to virtual warehouse layer. Okay, so instead of using clustering key on table, so if you are sure about the key columns, use those keys and load the data by doing an order by column. And the last point is, so use multi-cluster warehouse instead of automatic, instead of manual selection of auto scaling up. Okay, clear? Any questions on that? So some of the important points I can say, like Snowflake, there is no concept called primary key, foreign key, and indexes in Snowflake, because there is no need of transaction management here. There is no buffer code. You will never get out of memory issues here. Okay, in databases, in other databases, what will happen is, so the primary key, foreign key constraints will be applied. So in case if the table having 1 GB of data, it will allow, or I can say like 1000 record, 10,000 records maximum, we can save it. What will happen after if I want to add one more record? because this table capacity is 10,000 records only. If I want to add one record by writing the query, so what will happen is this query, uh, the query will get executed successfully, but the record it won't get inserted in the table. It will get an error. So we were saying that we will get out of memory issues or some exceptions, standard exceptions, it will raise it. So that case, what we have to do is we have to contact DB admin people, database admin people, saying that we have to give the proper justification on this, why I'm giving, why I'm trying to inserting a record. Okay, so if your answer is valid, then only they will allow you to increase the table size, otherwise they won't increase. So you will get this kind of issues if you are working on small scale industries, and if your client is small scale industry client, then they will be strictly following this table maximum sizes they will allocate it. So in case if your client is enterprise organizations, then they don't care about the database sizes. Okay, which means database table sizes. But in Snowflake, so you will never encounter out of memory issues in our entire life. It doesn't matter for the Snowflake whether you are loading trillions and billions of data, because this is completely cloud, right? So in cloud, there is no limitation in data storage. So how much data we are working, it will accordingly Snowflake will charge for that. Clear? Anyone having any questions so far? No questions? Guys, have you received yesterday, day before yesterday recording and documents, notes, and along with this coding also?
No, Mahesh. No, Mahesh.
Okay, I have already shared to him, so you can message him so that he will share it to everyone, because he having all the details, your no, email ID, so that I have not access for sharing the recording sessions, so that the bulkly he can share so the recording sessions and the notes and this coding also, so that it is easy for you guys. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll try to answer if you having any questions. Otherwise, then we will close the session today.
Mahesh, you told yesterday night share some links for PLS.
Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah. Okay, I'll verify it. I forgot actually. So
Yeah.
I'll share it. I'll check my PC. So I'm not sure about. I think somewhere I have maintained it. Let's see it. I'll check it and I'll forward to you. Okay.
Yeah. Please forward to me also.
Yeah, it will forward it to everyone. So don't worry.
Yeah. Because I am also new to this. Yeah, let's go to warehouses option once again.
Yeah.
So as you said that we can't select the minimum option is 1 and the maximum option is 1. But what about that suspended here, the second one? So here we can able to see minimum is 1 and maximum is 1.
Yes, this is a standard one. This is the standard which is given by the Snowflake. So this is wherever you see compute underscore WH, this is the standard one. So this compute underscore WH is basically, it will monitor all the resources, each and every one, how much credit got consumed by the warehouse. So this topic I'll cover in Snowflake admin. So if I tell you now, then you may get confused. Yeah. So I just give you a high level saying that. So you guys are assume that there are 10 people. So 10 people are working or using a different warehouses in development system, and you are trying to looking for update operation. So you can do update operation on single record, or more than one record, or 10 records or 20 records. You can check it. So if one record is updating successfully, which means it will uh, this update statement will work for one record, 100 records, 1000 records also, right? So for doing trialing and errors, whether the update statement is working or insert statement is working or not, so you can work on few records. So for few records, we no need uh, bigger warehouse size, and as well as it won't take uh, you know maximum 100 milliseconds. So very minimal amount it will charge by the Snowflake. So if you are trying to inserting or updating some 1 lakh record or 10,000 records in development system, that is unnecessarily we are adding to the cost to the project, right? So no need to work on 10,000 records on how insert operation is working. So you can add one record, right? Instead of adding one record, if you trying 10,000 records or 1 lakh records for doing trialing and testing purpose in development system, that is unnecessarily taking cost, right, to the project. So this kind of activity, and whoever is using more credits, so this all the reports the Snowflake admin people can pull it by using this compute underscore WH warehouse. So that the account admin they can get a very clear picture on that who is using more credits on development system. If it is a valid, then no issues. If you are doing simply by checking the operations, etc., then we have to give a proper justification to Snowflake admin people. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. If no questions, then we will close the session today.